Button 1, button 2. All right.
That's a good order to do it in. The other way,
My
no good.
favorite order. And now I need to...
Hi, I used to work in IT like 10 years ago and wasn't great at it.
I am recording.
Yay.
Also recording.
Recording.
Now I need to find all the other screens.
I am opening Audacity.
The audacity.
Jane, you've been here for like 20 minutes.
You know what?
I know, it's mainly, I blame me. We like chatted the whole time.
This is only like the second time that I've done this.
It's a third. You were on TPK, you were on Dragon Forge.
Okay, this is only the third time.
Numbers are hard. Don't worry. We don't need numbers for dungeons.
Yeah.
All right, we are live, people, and I'm.
This is only the 1v4 time
I've
I've done this. Third.
Nice.
I am recording.
Hooray.
All right. And then I'm going to put it in the member Slack.
So I listened to the last campaign, but I haven't really looked at my character sheet. So, priorities.
You're all fired.
I've looked at everybody's character sheet. I know how all your characters work.
The spell thing, Dan.
I have the benefit of having DM'd most of you, so I remember your characters. Yeah, we're live.
Okay.
All right. How many people are watching right now?
There. I have retweeted.
You want me to actually open that? Nope, that was the wrong button.
Yeah, sure. If you could open it and then capture a stream of you opening it, Dan.
Oh my god! All right. I gotta remember I can't touch anything on this screen.
I've done my duty.
My due diligence.
Yeah. Someone else will have to tell us how many people are watching, because if I touch anything, all will explode.
All right. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, that's the end of the show. I didn't mean like you guys don't have to like,
Yeah.
stop talking or anything. Like,
I can tell everyone how I pulled the closet door off its hinges.
Oh, yeah, I saw your tweet.
Yeah.
Did you just Hulk out?
Yeah,
Jane's secret is she's
that's
always
basically the entire story. I pulled the closet door off its hinges.
You know what? Don't mess with Jane, especially if you're furniture.
No,
So,
no.
Yeah. The less
Stationary
animate you
objects.
are, yeah, treat her with respect. So
That's right. That's right, Tony.
yeah.
well, the good news is
Dan,
totally
are we good?
yes, we're good. 5 people are listening. Jason Snell has texted me this information because this hoses basically my entire connection.
Apparently, yes.
Hello, 5 people.
Hello, live stream. Thank you for joining us here as we start off another Total Party Kill adventure. We will get started in just a second. In fact, maybe that second is now. Let me just check in. Aline, you're recording in good?
I'm recording.
Oh. Aline, that's the confidence I like to hear.
Yeah.
Dan, you're okay on the technical side? Perhaps your bandwidth is still present?
Far as I know.
All right. Jane, you're recording in good?
I am recording and good.
Erica, recording in good?
Certainly recording. We'll see how good I am.
Yeah. And Micah.
Listen, I'm feeling good, and I am recording. So
There he
recording
is.
Good.
All right. So, welcome back to Total Party Kill.
I'm bad. Sorry.
Bad,
Excuse
Micah.
me, sir.
Uh-oh, I'm in trouble.
Oh, what have you done? What have you wrought?
I'll be quiet, Tony.
No, I'm waiting. Is everything cool?
Yeah, we're good.
Oh, okay. was that real or was that
No, he's just being a brat.
That was recording.
That was
I
a
can't
Steve
tell.
Lutz moment.
You know, I was concerned for you. I was like, something has happened.
Now I feel really bad.
Start from the top, Tony.
Guys, do you know how many catastrophes I'm able to run through? I'm right. Something is wrong with Micah. Something's wrong with Micah's dog. I hope they're both okay. Can I get there in time? No, I can't. He's up. This is my life. All right. So that was a deep insight into how I'm doing today. Welcome back to Total Party Kill. I am your Dungeon Master, Tony Sindelar, and today is a special day. Today is a day where we start a new adventure, but with some returning players. And this is kind of strange. This is a brand new adventure that we're kicking off here. But I guess I've kind of like usurped dungeon mastering abilities from Dan Morin. Yeah, that's what happened.
Son of a.
It was a not so hostile takeover.
Yeah, Dan Morin was real busy. He put a book out. He's got another book that he's working on, and he got married. So he's been busy. So I am running a Dungeons and Dragons campaign, all equally equivalent life accomplishments. Here I am. Joining me, let's check in with our returning characters and players first. First off, it's Erica Ensign.
Hi, I am back. I am playing Brildish. I am a mountain dwarf and follower of the goddess Hela. Not a cleric. Wanted to be a cleric. Didn't quite make it. So I'm a paladin and very, very dedicated to the sacred acts of my now deceased clan.
Also here, it's Aline Sims.
Hello. Just call me Imra Soliana. I am a Wood Elf Ranger, and I'm here with my very, very cool, super helpful pupper, Androdite.
He's a good boy.
Well, she's a good girl.
Sorry. I did not go into the notes far enough. And our final returning character and player, it's Micah Sargent.
It is Micah Sargent, and he's playing Elevor, the half-elf druid, which, by the way, is not a character that you can get from Mordheim's Tomb? I don't remember. It's a thing that D&D does where you can buy the little figurines and you get to paint them. They don't have a half-elf druid, so I don't have a half-elf druid figurine.
Yet.
Do they make a flying octopus one, though?
Flying octopus. Oh.
Also joining us, and I'm gonna introduce our players. We'll meet their characters a little bit later. They're very mysterious for now, but it's Dan Morin.
Tony, you've taken over my show and confined me to this small video box. Help!
It's what I do. And welcome to this particular adventure, Jane Ritt.
Hi, I love to be in this box.
Yeah, welcome.
Me.
Each of you is in a small box, and that box is adventure. The box, sorry that we couldn't get bigger boxes. There were budget issues. So, for folks who followed the Dog and Pony Show adventure, they explored a very deadly house known as Death House. They explored a very furious forge known as the Forge of Fury. And when we saw them, they had solved the mystery of the Forge of Fury. They had done good things and righted wrongs and killed some Duragar and some orcs and all kinds of stuff. And everything was going great until they camped out one night and the mists rolled in around them. And when they awoke in the next morning, the mists had rolled out and they were not where they had struck camp. This strange phenomenon is something they saw before when they first were lost in the mist. They found themselves on the outskirts of a town with a deadly house. And it feels like you may have been returned to similar geography. So, I'm good at talking. I'm great at talking. So, Brildish, Imra, and Elevor, you find yourself, along with Androdite, your trusty, I was going to call him steed, but it's a she. And I mean, can you call a dog a steed? What are dog laws?
I think since we lost Spurious, she can no longer be a steed.
Yes, Spurious Whisperface was too good a character to live on. He is dead forever now. Canon.
Wow.
Cannon.
Or is he?
Dun, dun, dun.
Until the listeners write in and start a letter writing campaign.
Oh man, that letter writing campaign is gonna kill.
He is super dead. So the three of you plus dog find yourselves in a kind of foggy open field on the edge of a small town that looks familiar to you. It's kind of a sad looking town. A bunch of kind of stone houses clustered together. There's kind of a stream in the distance. Looks like there's some cliffs above you, but there's still a lot of fog, and it's very hazy out. It looks like it's probably afternoon, but you can't even see the sun through the dense fog.
You guys, I don't like this. I think we're back in that scary, creepy place. And where's Pony?
Okay, so see, last time we were here, we spent 3 hours looking for a person.
That's true. That's true. I was kind of getting used to that guy, and I'd really, really gotten used to Pony, and I'm really sad now that we don't have a pony anymore. So you know what? I cast Find Steed, and suddenly we have. Yep. Oh yeah. I got used to having Pony around. So now, I now have a pony. And
do you have Pony Cindelar or just a pony?
I have a pony that is a celestial pony that understands common that I am naming Pony Cindelarant.
Oh,
Oh.
I was like,
I've lost control.
we're like 2 minutes in. I love this.
Yeah, this is all right. Because I was going to tell you, if you tried to summon Pony Cindelar 1, you would not be able to summon him because you seem to be in some kind of other realm. But yeah, you have, in fact, now a superior magic pony that kind of makes my pony from the last adventure look like garbage. Thanks, Dan, for giving me a garbage pony, and Erica for one-upping my garbage pony.
I
I'm
too
glad
am
both of you-
sad. I too am sad that we don't have a pony, so I'm going to cast Wild Shape and turn into a pony.
All right.
You're totally in control of this. You're totally in control.
Let us just recap.
My pony, I just want to point out, is like one of those sturdy sort of like hill ponies that's like got real fuzzy, like long hair.
Mhm.
What kind of pony did you
Like
turn
an
into?
Icelandic pony?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. They get great hair.
Mine is a mountain pony with strong legs
Mhm.
and long fur.
Mm.
I don't know enough about horses to know if you're both just making this up.
I'm making a pony.
Micah, let me just. Are you thinking of bears? Is that what you're thinking?
Oh yes, the mountain pony, otherwise known as a bear.
Well, something that has like lots of fur.
My pony also has an intelligence of 6,
Okay.
as opposed to regular ponies.
Wow.
So let us recap, just because I know a lot has happened. I want to make sure that we, the players and the listeners, are all in the same place here.
We're not. We're definitely not.
Imra and Broldish, you are sending in a small field with Elivor, who has taken the shape of a pony, a celestial pony who has been summoned, and a dog who is a dog.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Where is our dragonborn? Where did Bellman go?
Oh,
There is
yeah.
no sight of him. You know, it does seem like when the mists sweep in, not everybody gets swept out with them. The mists are very strange and mysterious and unsettling. You know, once again, this fog has rolled in, it's rolled out, and you find yourself in a landscape that was not here when you went to sleep. I guess there's some comfort that it is familiar, but it is familiar in that it is the gloomy
Unfamiliar.
skies you have
Does it-
seen before.
Does it look to be the
Trot
same,
around?
the actual same town as before?
Give me a perception check.
Oh yeah, those.
Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons dice.
I wonder if mountain horses have really good perception.
Does your perception change when you go into wild shape?
No.
So
I rolled a 12 to perception.
Yeah, I got a 10.
See. Oh God, nope. I'm gonna go with a 4 there.
it looks like a town because the place that you were in before also seemed considerably townish. If it is not the same town, it is certainly rather similar.
All right. Well, you guys, I don't want to just sit around here.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Should I do? I think that's a Winnie or a
Mhm.
whatever of agreement. Can I do one more perception check to see if I see Bellaman's footprints or Spurius's footprints? I don't
Sure.
want to spend a ton of time because the mists are mysterious, but I do feel like I should look around just a little bit, and that's a 21.
You spend some time looking around. There are no footprints, not even your own. So that's great. And there does look like there is kind of a trail that leads into the town, not too far from where you are, which there is some footprints in the mud there. But yeah, it's like you kind of just materialize with most of your campsite and most of the people that were with you, but not all of them here, a short walk from this town.
Okay.
And I'm going to say, just because you rolled really great and are looking around, the town, it looks like it's probably the exact same town that you have visited a while back.
Okay.
And I will even say, as you're kind of looking around, you think you can kind of see something like in the fog, in the cliffs above the town. It looks like there might be some kind of structure built way up high, kind of on the cliffs above the town.
All right. Well, I'll share that with Elevor. I don't know your pony name. I do apologize, Elevor and Brildish. That I don't think our companions are here. I think it's just us. I think this is maybe where the creepy house is.
It's either Elony, Eloni, or it's Ponivore.
It's Ponivore.
Ponivore sounds
It's
really
totally Ponivore.
I don't know. Potavore still kind of sounds like somebody who would be playing Counter-Strike would yell a lot.
Ponivore!
All right, we'll go with Ponivore.
Okay.
right.
So, and also I think there is a structure on the cliffs, but I don't know exactly what it is.
And so our adventurers head out for the town.
Yes.
What forces have brought them back here to this cursed land? What sins are they now answering for? Will they ever meet that Bard Spurious again?
Tune in
For
to the next
answers
exciting
to
episode.
questions such as these. We're going to play Dungeons & Dragons right now, you jerks. Don't interrupt me when I'm asking questions. That's my question time. That's the one time I get.
Do ya?
Apparently not. So, let me just let me give you a little bit of a map.
Tasty taste of a mappity map.
So,
Hours
to
of
say
soothing
that song.
blackness.
you may need to scroll to the bottom right corner of that map to see the kind of field and stream and little town that you're there.
My
I
God,
have
that
chosen-
dog is huge.
I have chosen Androdite to represent the whole group on this map.
I accept.
Okay.
I
let
accept
us-
this token.
Let us go further into the town map,
Ooh.
and I will once again put Androdite on the map. You could
You're
also
on the map, puppy.
you can also theoretically drag your icon from the journal, and it will drop your character on the map.
Theoretically.
So as you wander into town, Elevor, Broldish, and Imra, this town, you feel like you've been here before. It's really not great. It's important for me to underscore just kind of how sad this town is. It's a lot of stone buildings, which, that seems pretty nice. It's, a little fancier than wood. But they're all just kind of crowded together, and the ground around them is all kind of mud and overgrown with weeds, and just all the buildings are kind of this gray, wet cobblestone crowded together, and the windows are all dark, and there's nobody on the streets of this town, even though it seems like it's, mid-afternoon.
City living is depressing.
It is quiet in a way that is unpleasant. So,
Is
welcome
there
to town.
Yeah. Is there anything right at the outside of town that looks like an inn or a tavern or a store, something that would be normal for people to just walk into?
Sure. I'm going to say as you kind of wander down the street into the center of the town, that does seem like there is kind of a main intersection here in the center of town, and there's one large structure that has the distinctive look of a tavern. It even has a sign that kind of swings, creaks. There's a little Foley work for you there.
I love that.
Creaks in the breeze. It looks like the sign has been defaced. So it's a little hard to tell what the name of this establishment is. It either is Blood of the Vine or was Blood of the Vine, and the F has been maybe changed to an N or vice versa. So it's either Blood of the Vine or Blood on the Vine. I don't know which is worse.
Oh, I thought you meant blood on the 9. I was like, what?
I thought you meant flood on the vine. I was
Golf
very
club.
confused.
That was left as an exercise to the listener, and that was a mistake by me.
Okay. I'd like to do a quick perception check and just see if there's anything. I mean, besides the marked lack of people and the general creepiness, is there anything extra creepy or anything about this structure? And that's a 23.
Just to study the tavern or to study town?
The tavern.
Well, it looks like a kind of standard tavern type construction. It does seem weird that there's nobody kind of coming and going, and but it looks like it's open.
On the map, it looks like there is smoke coming out of the fireplaces, the chimneys. Is that the case?
Yeah.
Oh.
Sure. So
Somebody might be home.
Do we want to go in? I mean, we left signs at the previous few taverns with pictures of Carrick here. Maybe we need to make some bigger signs with Development and Spurious. And this would be a place that we could leave them.
That's true. I'm cool with going in.
Yeah, yes, let's go in.
Oh, by the way, I've unponied myself.
I was going to say, do they allow ponies in?
We don't serve their kind here.
I've been unponied.
I'll tie up Pony Cinderlart out front.
That's never going to get weird. Less weird for me. All right. So it turns out when you go into the tavern in the depressing town, the tavern is also very depressing. It is, you've been to some nice taverns and some fancy taverns and some seedy taverns and some real low life taverns. And this one is just kind of a sad dive. It's gloomy, even though it's daylight out, people. What's going on? The ceiling is just surprisingly low. It's not very well lit. And, as if the tavern wasn't depressing enough, the people inside are just some of the most kind of sad, soggy looking wretches you've ever seen. It seems like whoever lives in this town, the official town color is gray.
Why is everyone soggy?
Gray accented with tears. So the people, like a few people kind of glance up at you as you make your way into the tavern and then kind of immediately look back at whatever they're drinking. Because this place is it's not great. It looks like most of the locals are just not looking for anything to do with anybody. There's a barkeep behind the bar. He's polishing glasses.
Elevor turns his cape, his what is that called? Cloak. Yes, thank you. Inside out. So
Level 5.
So that it's gray instead of green.
Okay. Blending in. That's gonna work great until you turn into a pony in front of someone again. Also, I like that you have a reversible cloak that is good for forests and depressing towns.
Depressing towns. You never know when you're going to run into a depressing, soggy town.
Guys, I don't know a lot about fashion, but my understanding is depressing towns are in this year.
So I guess Elevor will walk up to the barkeep and say, what's the special today?
So there's kind of a short, middle-aged guy standing behind the bar. He's a human. He's got kind of poofy red hair. He could not be less interested in talking to you. So he kind of looks up from the glass he's polishing, and he says, "Wine." He looks back at the glass. Polish.
Are we talking red wine, white wine?
Red.
Ah, my favorite. I will have a glass of red wine, please.
The glass goes behind the bar. You hear a sound of liquid, and he puts a glass of red wine on the bar.
And how much is that going to run me?
This is the part where I look up stuff. Everybody likes this part. Maybe this will get edited out. It's unclear how that works. What does wine cost? A glass of wine costs 1 copper piece. Now I'll say it again without singing. Glass of wine costs 1 copper.
Costs 1 copper piece. All right, so I'm going to put down 1 copper piece, and then I'm going to take out 2 more copper pieces from my purse and put those down next to the 1 copper piece, and then slide them across the table to him and see if anything changes about him.
He looks at you suspiciously. He picks up one of the coins and looks at it even more suspiciously.
Okay, I pick up one of the copper pieces and bite it. And then I put it back down. What does he do?
He takes 1 copper piece off the bar and puts it under the bar.
These are for you too, sir.
He turns his back to you and turns back around, and there's 2 more glasses of wine on the bar.
Oh my God.
I step up and take a glass of wine and say, "Thanks, Elevor. That was very kind of you."
Anytime.
I asked the bartender.
He takes the coins off the bar.
I asked the barkeep, "What's the name of this town?"
This is Barovia.
Barovia. Have I heard of Barovia? Was that something that somebody told us about?
I don't know if you have.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that we've. Well, actually, no. I actually don't know. No, I'm pretty sure that we heard about the myths of Barovia, not the mists, but the myth about it, but we don't know that it's an actual place.
Do you I will ask a kind of out of character question here that I'm asking you as players, not your characters. What do you recall about that horrible, deadly house that you went into?
I recall that I let everybody die.
Check.
Almost.
I remember that. Do you recall the name of the town that house was in, or did you ever know the name of the town?
We never knew the name of the town that
we did.
house
Yeah.
was in.
All right. So far, so good. Continuity preserved.
Yep. Huh. So
he's not taking tips, and I don't know what else to do.
I take it you don't get a lot of visitors, sir.
He does not reply. He's polishing furiously.
All right, who else is in this bar?
You look around, and most of the people in this bar, in this tavern, are look like they are locals. They seem extremely disinterested in you and are aggressively working to avoid eye contact with you. There's three kind of middle-aged women kind of seated at a table near the door who seem a little bit more upbeat and a little bit more colorfully dressed compared to all the other rather drab individuals. There's also kind of just in the center of the tavern, it seems like a lot of the tables around them are empty. People are giving them a pretty wide berth. There is a strange trio seated at a table together. There's one man he's dressed in the traditional garb of the other people in the tavern. He's got kind of silvery hair, and he seems to be incredibly drunk, whereas the other people in the bar are just drinking. But perhaps more notable than the drunk guy in the middle of the bar are the two people sitting with him. One is a human woman with kind of pale skin, auburn hair, and a large scar across one eye. And she is carrying two swords. You don't see any other obvious people in the tavern that are carrying weapons. And perhaps even standing out more than anybody else in the room, it's kind of a wonder that you didn't notice him before. There is a creature, maybe a man, tall, silver skin, kind of, now that you look at him, green glowing eyes. You didn't notice at first because this creature is wearing kind of a hooded robe. But they look, I mean, not to use this term disparagingly, but rather non-human. And whereas every other creature in this tavern is human, aside from you folks who just wandered in.
Are they making eye contact?
Let me ask them. Hey Dan, hey Jane, are these creatures making eye contact? You are currently sitting with a boisterous, drunk local.
Absolutely. I'm very interested in these strangers who have just wandered in, for they do not look like a lot of the other people in this bar. I'm studying them intently, and if I see them looking at me, I raise a hand.
Lena looks exasperated by your intention to greet them, but probably not surprised at this point.
Then yeah, I look to Elivor and kind of let's go talk to him.
I'm down.
Okay.
I'm going to ask the bartender, what are they having? We'll buy them around over there.
He does not even look at you. He just says
wine.
Wine.
Okay. Three more, please.
All right, you make your way across the tavern. The barkeep is not too many steps behind you with a tray of goblets of wine, and the drunk man sitting at the table in the center waves you over enthusiastically. It says, "Come, new friends, meet my new friends. Please sit, drink."
Yes,
I drink.
please sit, drink.
I am Ismark. This is kind of my town now. This is my friend. Lena de something.
Lena Dulina Tenebrew.
And this is my other friend. His name is very long.
Hello, fellow travelers. My name is Castan Onatar's Crucible. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Hi, it's really nice to meet you. My name is Brildish, and this is Elivor, and this is Imra, and we are definitely travelers.
With wine.
With wine, yes,
Well,
please.
Yeah. Here's some wine.
Please
Don't
sit,
mind if I
join
do.
us.
Eliver gives a little nod just to them, but he's really focused on the first person whose name he forgets. Can we rewind a little bit to that?
I did not say my name. My name is Ismark.
You definitely said your name is Mark.
You
So-
did.
No. My name is Ismark.
Got it. I was just wondering about the part where you said this is your town. Could you tell us a little bit more about that, please?
My dad, my father, he was the burgermeister, the mayor. I just want to dungeon master aside here. This adventure requires me to use a word repeatedly that I cannot take seriously. That word is burgermeister.
I thought you had to pronounce it Boigameister.
We're all in this together, people. I'm going to say that word. Part of me will die inside, but I'll try not to laugh. In return, you will try not to laugh, but you will know that part of me is dying inside. And that is called Dungeons and Dragons, a game we play together with friends.
And DMing. I mean, that's the whole point of DMing.
Back to Ismark. My father, he was the burgermeister. He was in charge of this town, and he's dead. And now I must carry on his legacy.
So sorry for your loss.
Thank you. It's tragic.
Did it happen long ago? Is
No,
this new?
3 days.
Oh,
He's been like this the whole time.
It is
So do you
okay.
guys-
Your father
Drunk?
is with the gods now.
Is not true.
I believe
He is in
it
my
is.
house. His house. He is not at peace. Because none of these people will help me bury him. He glares angrily. He's suddenly standing on his chair, looking at all the other people in the tavern. They are aggressively avoiding making eye contact with him.
Now, Ismark, here's the confusing thing. I can't tell if you're still talking about what your dad is doing and you sort of are just narrating that, or if what you were just saying is what Ismark did.
You are confusing. I am not confusing. I'm drunk.
So Ismark stood on the table and glared.
Indeed.
Okay, because you went from like, he's in my house, he's doing this, and then you said, and he's on the table and he's glaring. So not the father in the house. The father in the house is doing something else.
The father is dead. Show some respect.
I thought you said that your dad wasn't dead.
No, dead. 3 days.
Dead
He's
3 days.
dead. He isn't at peace.
At peace. Ah.
Do people end up at peace where you come from? That's not our way.
Ismark climbs down from the chair, begins drinking again.
It
Sit
is
down. You're making a scene.
Is my scene to make? Is my town now? Thanks to
Easy.
these people.
Easy,
Nothing.
friend.
Mark.
Crucible, I have a question for
Theologically,
you.
it is a confusing place. I have to agree with you.
Crucible, do you consume liquids?
I do not have to, but I sometimes do. Just to
Are you
fit in.
consuming liquids today?
I will take a sip of the wine to be polite because my new friends have bought it for me.
Ismark pats you on the back enthusiastically.
Is that the noise that it makes?
Yes, I have a pull tab.
it's not for the wine. It's actually you.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
right.
But you, enough about me. Travelers, where do you come from? Why are you here? What have you done to deserve to spend time here in Barovia, the most cursed of lands?
Those are really good questions, and I only know the answer to one of them, and I, out of character, can't remember.
I have already forgotten which one, but tell me the answer.
which. I don't remember which village we were leaving when we set off on our little trek.
You were last in the Forgotten Realms, I believe.
Yeah, but I would just say we were in whatever the name of the town is.
Corpus
Ismark,
Christi.
does it matter where they came from? They're trapped here now like the rest of us.
Is good point.
Sorry, trapped? What's trapped?
Can you?
No one
Yeah,
leaves
but-
Barovia. This is where you die.
Well,
Hate
we were
to
here
be
once
the
we-
bearer of bad news.
What do you mean trapped? I'm sorry. Maybe we could have like a side conversation because every time Ismark gets involved, it gets very confusing. What is this about being trapped?
Ismark is standing on his chair yelling at the rafters.
Oh my God. Well, while he yells at the
Yes.
rafters, could you fill us in, please?
Well,
You are in Barovia, and that's what the situation is going to be from here on out.
perhaps you have heard of Barovia where you come from. No?
Only as myths, not as something that actually exists.
Well, I too did not believe in it, but I was always really interested to find it because it is supposedly full of things that you cannot find anywhere else. So I guess it was serendipity or perhaps luck that found me here, but I am very excited to explore this strange realm. And being trapped here, well, I think of it more as an opportunity.
Well, Crucible, I got to tell you, that red wine, I've found it at many other places. I don't think you have to just be here to find it.
It is an excellent vintage. I think I don't drink a lot of wine.
He's wrong.
Yeah. Lena like reaches across and takes Crucible's wine and like slides it back over to herself and replaces the glass.
He does not notice.
So you are not from here?
I am not
No.
originally from here. No, I come from a land named Eberron, but it is far, far away. And it sounds like you, I did not come here by choice, but simply found myself here.
How long ago?
I've been in Barovia, not the town. This is a little confusing. The town has the same name as the realm, which is also
Ismark
called
jumps back
Barovia.
in. Some people, we call this place Little Barovia to distinguish itself from the land of Barovia. Big Barovia, if you will, is so nice they named it twice. Little Barovia.
Indeed.
It is not nice.
I have been in the realm of Barovia, or Big Barovia, as they call it, for 2 weeks now, but only in Little Barovia for about a week to 10 days.
So Poppy Ismark is the Burgermeister of Big Barovia or Little Barovia?
Little Barovia.
Gotcha.
Was.
Was.
No longer.
You are now the
Yeah.
Burgermeister.
So be it.
And you need help with your deceased father?
I need to bury him.
He's standing on a chair. What do you think?
I need to bury him. He says. He's
I mean, I
hopping
have
down
a
from the stair.
shovel.
Yeah, where we come from, burying people is pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Obviously, this place is very different. So, does it take more than just the usual?
What's your
digging
burial
and
process?
burying?
I must have friends, people I can trust, who will help me transport his body from his home to the church. There we will pray over him for the night.
I'm
And in the
very good at
dawn,
praying.
we will bury him at first light.
I wonder why Ismark doesn't have any friends. Elevor whispers.
Because they're all cowards! He knocks a chair over.
I've been sitting with him for 5 minutes. I think I get the idea.
I have volunteered to help Barry, but I am told that one person is simply not enough.
You are good. You are good, Silverman, but we need more.
Cowards. What do you mean? Is
It's
it
Silverman.
dangerous to carry a body, or are they just afraid of the body? What's the deal with the cowards thing?
They want nothing to do with my family.
Was
Why
he
did
a
your
bad
family do to them?
burgomaster?
I don't like to talk about it.
You should definitely talk about it because otherwise, you talked about how you need friends who you can trust. So it's kind of like a two-way street. I don't know if they have those here in Barovia.
All streets in Barovia are two ways.
Okay, so you get
In
it.
Little Barovia. I cannot speak for Big Barovia.
So you get the principle there. Let's have some trust.
Not really. You have streets that only go one way in your land. That makes no sense.
Yes.
Okay, well that's not the point. The point is, if we want to establish some trust here, then I need to hear a little bit. We need to hear a little bit about your family. Why do people not want to have anything to do with your family?
My family. He gets very quiet and he looks around suspiciously. Oh, he's whispering now.
Okay,
My family is beset by dark forces. We may be cursed.
And if people move the body, then we could also be cursed.
That is what they are afraid of. I assure you, you are in no danger, other than your mortal danger for being in Barovia, Big Barovia in general.
I'm pretty confident that Halo would protect us if we were to help this guy out.
I am sorry, who is that?
Hela Blood Axe. Oh.
I am
Brothers
not
goes on
familiar with her work.
a tangent for like 5 minutes talking about how great.
Crucible is very interested. You see them leaning in and really absorbing everything you have to say about Hela. This is fascinating. I'm not
Yes.
familiar with this deity.
Warrior maidens. I wanted to be a cleric. It was my only wish. And
I
then-
am a cleric.
Oh, Oh, I'm so jealous. There's so much you could teach me.
Lena
be delighted.
stabs a dagger into the table.
I thought you were going to say into Crucible's leg. You were just not feeling it.
I was concerned that it was going to be Ismark. Continue.
No. And says, "Are we going to bury this man's father or not?"
Let's bury the Burgermeister.
Title.
Sorry. Sounds like... I thought that was the beginning of the musical interlude. Dun, 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 dun. Let's bury the Burgermeister.
So, Lena, where do you come from if you're not from here?
I'm from here. Well,
You are from
not Little Barovia.
Of course not.
Yeah, no.
Big Barovia.
Big Barovia, large town. We don't have to get into it.
Okay. All right.
So, I
well,
guess-
How did you
Yes.
end up here in Little Barovia then?
I go from place to place, find ways to make myself useful.
She is very good with those swords.
Yes. That's why I have them.
So did you know about Little Barovia before you got stuck here? Being that you're from Big Barovia?
Oh no, you're stuck in Big Barovia. Little Barovia, you can leave. You are probably going to get murdered by brigands or worse on the road between the cities. but,
Probably worse, says Ismark.
Gotcha. Very positive. Cool.
Stick with me. You'll be positive too.
Lena is an excellent tour guide.
Oh, nice.
She drains her wine.
So
Well-
let's do this. Or
Yeah,
do-
I feel
Ismark
like
says, is now good.
No time
Well,
like the present.
All right. Ismark gets up, falls over the table, and gets up again.
here, let
he-
me help you. I help him.
Okay, you help him to the door and out into the streets of Barovia.
Little Barovia.
Little Barovia. Ismark kind of somewhat out of it points you in the direction straight south and clear. Kind of there's a little bit of a rise. There's clearly one house far bigger than all the others here in the town of Barovia. On the southern edge of town, it looks like, yeah, you could call it a mansion. A large house stands on the edge. It's worth noting, just to describe, Barovia. It's, I don't know, 40 or 50 little stone houses and shops all kind of cramped together. There's no wall or natural boundary around Barovia. There's just these houses packed together with little streets between them. And then there's just kind of like open countryside for a ways. And then there's the woods that surround this area. So he points you south.
Off
Are-
we go then.
Aren't you coming?
Yep.
Oh yeah, he's with you.
Okay.
He is literally being supported
I'm helping him here.
by
I'll have,
Braldis.
he can lean on Pony.
Okay. I'm going to move. So you're going to stagger it south. I will tell you, you pass the main street here in Little Barovia. You've been on this street before, and you pass a familiar looking house that you spent some time in.
We
Oh,
give it a
God.
wide berth.
Yeah, that's good. Stay on the other side of the street from that house. So,
Yeah, you guys, that's that house that we were
Mhm.
at.
Think about it.
Ismark says, that's a bad house.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Tell me
Yep.
about it.
So you have been here before.
And we left.
Well, then
That's
hope
not
for us.
possible. You probably had a dream.
I mean, maybe, yeah.
Okay, see, I don't believe in those kinds of narratives.
Maybe this is dream or nightmare.
So, sort of feeling like a nightmare so far. Yeah. Gotta
Yeah,
say.
is my life.
I'm sorry that you live in a nightmare.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Bury the
Wake
Burgermeister.
up, I hope.
Yeah. You can see the fog is starting to burn off a little bit, and I think probably any of you who looked up would notice that to the north there's a large mountain, kind of cliffs that loom over the village of Little Barovia, and on those cliffs is a rather intimidating Gothic castle, bigger than any you've ever seen, kind of silhouetted by the light, just kind of jutting. And its shadow kind of falls over the valley and falls over Barovia itself. But you make your way, not worrying about that for now. Surely that won't come into play ever. You make your way south to the Burgermeister's mansion. Said it again. The Burgermeister's mansion, it's kind of a sad-looking structure. Probably was kind of fancy at one point, but it is not doing great. It's kind of squat. There's a kind of a rusting iron fence built around it, but the gates are twisted off and torn away. The house not doing so great. Lots of weeds choking the grounds. Basically every window that you can see on the front of the house is has no glass in it. They're boarded up at this point, and there's a bunch of kind of large black soot stained marks on the front of the house that look like perhaps some kind of fires were started at some point. The structure itself looks sound, but the whole no glass in any of the windows is kind of takes away from the majesty of the mansion. Ismark kind of stumbles, still propped up by Roldish, points you head up the front steps, and where there would be a front door are a bunch of planks that have been kind of nailed in place.
Wait, they're nailed in place so you can't get in the front door?
It looks like it would be hard to get in the front door because there is no front door. There is a hole where doors would be traditionally placed. Maybe this is traditional Barovian culture. We don't know yet. It's not. You saw lots of other doors.
Yeah, I'm from here. I don't think that this is on the up and up. Ismark.
Yeah, tell us about what's going on here.
Can you let us in?
Yes. Ismark kind of stumbles away from you, Broldish, and he stumbles over to the boarded up doorway and begins banging on the door. Sister, it's me. Ismark, let me in. And a few moments pass, and you hear the sound of somebody with a crowbar prying back some of the boards from the doorway.
Seems very inefficient. Is this how you always come and go from your house, sir?
Only these last few days, and I have not been home much.
Why?
I have been at the tavern.
No, why have you done this to your house for the last few days? It's just
Well,
very strange.
once the door was torn off, it did not seem like there was a choice, really.
Sorry, torn off.
What
Put it back on?
tore your door off?
The devil himself. Well, the servants of the devil himself. The devil.
Fascinating.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna go.
As I said, there is a curse on my family. This is why the cowards, they would not come.
Come on, come inside.
How is how is Androdite doing right now? Because like her passive perception is really good. So if I just kind of glance at her, what do I notice?
I would say that Androdite is on edge.
Aren't we all? I don't want to go in this house. I know what happens when you go in houses in this place.
Honestly, I don't know that I would if I hear that some horrible thing tore the front door off. I don't think elevator.
A young woman has finished prying open enough of the boards that probably a medium-sized creature could squeeze through, and pokes her head out to look at Ismark. She kind of shakes her head, waves Ismark and I guess all of you into the house. Should you so choose
Crucible will
house.
gladly walk in the house crouching down since they are very
you have
tall.
you have to both crouch and climb over some boards to get into the house. You're in what remains of a fancy foyer, except now it's where does a foyer start and a hovel end? This is where you are now. That's the answer to that riddle. That was not much of a riddle.
Not a vestibule.
Yeah. It turns out there's there's a lot of broken glass and smashed furniture inside the house. Crucible, just looking around off to your left, it looks like probably there was some kind of nice sitting parlor. At one point started life as a bureau, but it has been turned into a coffin, and there is an older man, or the body of an older man kind of lying peacefully. Someone has placed a bunch of flowers around his body. The young woman kind of waves at you.
Crucible?
Yes.
Crucible, how's it looking in there?
There is Ismark's father. He is dead. But otherwise, it seems like a reasonable house.
Any bad juju?
I will make a perception check.
For Juju, thank you.
12.
Let's say that, Crucible, you've been in Barovia for a couple weeks. This feels normal.
Everything seems okay in here.
The young woman kind of holds out her hand to you, Crucible, and says, "Hello, I'm Irina. I'm sorry for my brother."
Hello, Irina. I am Castanonitar's Crucible. I am very sorry for your loss.
Can I do a little huddle with
Yes, absolutely.
And Broldish?
Crucible, if you want to step back outside the house and join the huddle. Ismark is attempting to climb over and under the boards to get into the house, and he did not do it right. It's going to take him a little while.
Just before I leave, I would like to do a quick medicine check on Ismark's father to see if I can determine anything about how he died.
Mm-hmm.
And really quick, like metagaming, I want to do that while he's doing. I don't want him to be in the. I want it to just be the original.
Allowed to be in the huddle.
Yeah, Lena's gone inside too. She's not phased by this stuff.
I got a 12 medicine check.
All right. So, Crucible, you got to tell me here. Are you going outside or are you going further into the house?
I guess I'm
They're
going,
kind of in opposite directions, right?
I guess I am going further into the house to inspect the body.
All right. You head into the little side room parlor. Again, lots of smashed furniture, some kind of makeshift coffin with a older man. There do not seem to be any kind of obvious signs of death. He does not seem to have any obvious signs of trauma or stabbings or anything like that. He is quite dead.
Quite dead.
Tickle him.
Well, several days dead.
See if he's faking. Tickle him.
That's my memoir. Several days dead.
Okay, so
all right, so there's a bunch of you doing different things, so let me just check in. So Elevor, you are hesitant to go into the horrible mansion that has no doors or windows and everything is boarded up and awful, and there's a corpse in the front room.
What's wrong with
that
you?
is. Elevor, you're hanging back, you're assessing the situation.
Mhm.
Is anyone else hanging back with Elevor? This has been a weird day, and you're only like 45 minutes into it, so no rush.
I was going to walk right in, but then I kind of glanced back and I saw that Elevor was hanging back. So
like this.
yeah, if you wave me over, then I will come huddle.
All right.
Yep.
Imra, what are you up to?
I'm also hanging back. I remember.
Okay.
This place.
Let me just check in with Jane.
The
Lena,
North
do Lena?
remembers.
You went in?
Yeah, Lena went in, and I think contemporaneous with the huddle outside, she has some questions for Irina, but we can wait.
Okay. Let's do the huddle first, and then we'll check in. You and Irina can chat while that huddle's happening. So, Pony Huddle, what's going on?
Yeah, the pony huddle.
Elevar, Imra, and Broldish, you have inconspicuously stepped aside just to have a chat. You're new in town. No one's going to, people are used to maybe you taking a moment. Feel free to chat in or out of character about what's going on.
So here's what Elevor says. Okay, so obviously I'm curious, I'm interested, but I feel like every time we've asked any questions at all, we get one-word responses and no one has told us anything other than like a sentence at most. Oh, the devil came and tore this door off. All I want is to know what the heck is going on here. And I feel like I don't want to go inside of there without a little bit more of the story. And so that's why I'm not ready to go inside those doors yet, because no one is telling us anything that we actually want to know other than one or two words at a time. So me, Elevor, how I feel right now is a little bit nervous about putting myself and frankly you all at risk. We're a group, we're a gang, we stuck together, we've done this, and I don't feel good about us all going in there when we don't know what the heck is going on. And maybe those other two, because they're from Big Barovia, the big BB, that's great. But I don't know. That's just how I'm feeling. And I want to know how you two are feeling, because I'm just a little sketched out right now.
I pulled the creepy doll out of my bag that I picked up in the death house and be like, I remember this place and I don't want to be here, but I don't know what to do. When we tried to escape last time, we couldn't. We left in the mist, and I don't I don't
I
know
don't
what
know
that
how
means.
that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh.
So
I don't know, guys.
So I kind of feel like we're not going to get answers from people on our own. So maybe the thing to do is to try to befriend people here and see what we can figure out.
Yeah,
That metal guy with the cool eyes is pretty nice.
super nice, and also seems to know a thing or two about Barovia. And I have a feeling that the other one does as well. If we can get past that,
Yeah, she's actually from here, so
have
maybe
very
she would be a
thick
good resource.
exterior. Yeah,
And she's more talkative than like the bartender was. So,
true.
you know.
Mostly it's just old Steely Dan or whatever his name is. Italy is Dan. What is his name? I forget.
Ismark!
No.
He yells Ismark from the tangle of planks that he's currently wrapped up in.
That's the one I
Steely
have
Dan is
problem-
my character's.
I just maybe Ismark just really rattled me, and that's why I'm so hesitant. But
I'm sorry, my father is dead.
why does he have such
I'm having a moment.
I don't understand why he can hear everything I'm saying.
We do not respect huddles here in Barovia. It's a cursed land.
Do you also have bat ears?
Do not joke about that. Is unlucky.
Oh,
I'm gonna go help Ismark. Like, I can't watch this anymore. I'll be right back. You can talk amongst yourselves, but I can't watch this struggle anymore.
You are too kind, he says from underneath a plank.
I've never hated anyone more.
You don't like
Not
any.
The campaign is young.
Not even Spurious Whisper
Furious
Face
and
when
I
we
ended up
first met
becoming
him.
friends in the end, but this
That's
character
true.
and I will
Maybe-
never get along.
Maybe you will. Maybe you'll be best buds by the end of the day. It's possible.
If he sobers up maybe and stops listening to every single flippin' thing I say.
Yeah, that's
Anyway.
pretty rude. But you know, drunk people
Ismark whispers to you, Imra, I'm just so lonely.
I can tell.
right,
I
I'll do it.
think we should help him bury his father, because that just seems like an awful thing. I had to bury my entire clan, so I feel like I had nobody to help me. I want to pay it forward, I guess, sort of, and help him. I think that's an important thing to me personally.
And you two are very important to me, and so I will come along with the two of you, and I trust you. I trust your judgment on this, and
Oh, don't do that.
it doesn't hurt to make a few new friends who know who know a little bit more about what the heck is going on around here, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
As long as I don't have to talk to Ismark.
Meanwhile, inside the mansion, Crucible is inspecting the body and just checking up on it, relatively in a respectful, inconspicuous way. Ismark is tangled up in some planks, and Lena, you have a moment to chat with Irina if you so choose.
Yeah. So she says, Irina, my associates and I, we want to do what your father has asked, or what your brother has asked, but in order to make the journey safely, we need to know more about what befell him and what may befall us if we attempt this journey.
There seems to be the villagers, the people of Barovia. They say there is a curse upon our family. For weeks, the devil they speak of, his forces, wolves, great wolves, bigger than you have ever seen, and other things that walked like men but were not men. They came to this house night after night and laid siege to it. And my family, we up all night. We are keeping the house safe and sleep all day. And the stress, it finally get to my father, and he is no more. His heart could not take it. Weeks of this onslaught.
So looking around, does it look like the damage to the house was done by wolves? Was done by humanoids?
That seems challenging to figure out. Give me some kind of check.
Perception, investigation.
It's not dungeoneering.
I would say investigation seems reasonable,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
That seems like you want to investigate.
17.
I would say it's pretty kind of wanton destruction, lots of property damage. It does not seem very strategic. Things just seem kind of trashed. It seems possible that wolves could have done that. It also seems unlikely that, wolves are not known for breaking and entering.
Right.
I don't.
It's Barovia.
Guys, I just want to be really clear here about when I'm talking about wolves
are you
in D&D
profiling?
context. I'm not giving you real life wolf advice. Please do not use this advice in a wolf-based
I
situation.
heard wolves never break in. Oh god!
Lock your doors, people, is what I'm saying. There could be wolves everywhere. So
And do you have a carriage or horses that we could use to make the journey?
we do not. It is the church is just on the north side of town, but we would need at least 6 people to carry the coffin. It's just a simple coffin. I made it myself. It used to be a bureau.
Yes, we can see that. Yes.
Crucible chimes in, and the workmanship is wonderful.
It's not.
It's
So it's in town. You just need us to carry his body.
Yes,
through
I could
town.
I could not do it myself, and Ismark has been too drunk, and no one else will help us.
Oh, she goes to the door and looks out at the assembled people, and it's like the church where they're carrying the body is in town. We just have to carry it across town. Do you
Ismark
think
says,
we can
"Yes,
handle that?
the town of Barovia, little Barovia. I do not ask you to carry a
Little.
body across big Barovia."
We have a pony and a mastiff. We could just hook up
La di la.
And
And
anything that you want
drag
me
it
to
along
become.
behind. With a, I don't remember what the word is for those things where you just slide it under and there's it comes to a point, so it drags really nicely without having to have wheels.
dragging thing. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the either.
Like a sled?
TR something.
Sledge?
Sled?
Or that works too.
A trestle?
Rosebud.
Transom. A transom. No? Trissom? Tress.
A ransom?
This game is terrible. Never mind.
I will not pay your ransom.
Irina, do you
Oh.
think that now that your father is gone, has the attacking continued since his death?
No, it stopped with his death. I do not know why. It is very strange.
So you should be safe now.
My brother does not think so. He wants me to leave.
You have a brother too?
My
Sorry,
brother
what about
is
you?
Mark.
Oh, that you're the sister. I wasn't actually listening. Dude, I wasn't talking to you, so just pretend I didn't say that.
He is new, I take it.
He's an outsider. Just crossed the mists.
Uh,
Poor lad.
you can see he will not make it for more than 3 days.
Wow. I like that she's a realist.
Yeah.
I hope his death is quick. He does not seem like a bad person.
Oof.
Yes,
We'll do what we can.
my brother wants me to leave, but I do not know. This is Little Barovia. Little Barovia is all I know.
Where does he want you to go that would be safer?
Somewhere further from the Devil's Shadow.
Can't
That's
fault him
a
that.
local mountain or something.
Are you...
Look-
Sorry, I was going to ask if is Bruldish actually asking that?
Yeah, but I've poked my head sort of or because Lena shouted out, so I came over.
Yep.
So I'm not inside, but I'm speaking inside.
The devil is what they call the person who rules Big Barovia. He lives in the castle. Perhaps you saw it up on the hill. It's very impressive.
Irina looks very frustrated that you're talking openly about this, and you can tell she is trying to look in any direction except up the mountain.
They
at
don't
the
like to
huge
talk about it.
Gothic cathedral that's built there,
Ah.
or not cathedral, sorry, castle.
Well, should we just help them and then we can be on our way?
That is a good question, and perhaps a question that we should end with. Should we just help these people and be on our way? Is this one of those adventures that you really just wrap up with just, one burial? But we all know how funerals lead to. One funeral next to, 4 weddings, things get really out of hand. Should we just help these people and be on our way? To the answer to that question, tune in next time to Dungeons and Dragons here on Total Party Kill. It's been approximately an hour, right?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Live stream. We are going to take a 5 or 10 minute break and hydrate and whatnot, and then we will return and play approximately another hour of Dungeons and Dragons. Does anyone know how many people are actually watching on the live stream right
Yes,
now?
I can tell you that.
412.
That's too
That's
many.
not-
33.
That's my
possible.
guess.
33 is the actual answer.
Hey,
Hello, 33 people.
I was also just informed that the word we were looking for was a, I don't know, it's in French, it would be a travois, Travois.
That's it.
So you were the other person on that text message.
Yeah, okay, good. Our friend, one of our friends, Brian, not Brian Hamilton, texted us to let us
Hi,
know.
Brian.
Hi,
Brian. I just want you guys all to know, he texted me to let me know that a steed is just for horses about an hour ago.
Who is this magical Brian?
That's not true.
This was the best man at
You
my
know what,
wedding.
Erica? He doesn't have your phone number. Don't start with him.
Would you like to read the spell text? I've got it right here.
No. I think he texted me. Steed just refers to horses when I referred to Androdite as a steed. I'm the one that is in
No,
the
as a
wrong.
matter of fact, guess
and
what
being
else
correct.
you can conjure with find steed?
A
You can
dog.
conjure-
A dog. Well,
A unicorn?
Ooh, I mean,
Ooh.
no, but a mastiff is included. That's the only kind of dog, though.
is everyone doing okay so far?
I'm gonna
Yeah.
step away for like 2 seconds.
All
But
right,
yeah,
let
I
us
need to go
go
to
do
water.
stuff, and then we'll regroup. Live stream will be right back in 5 minutes. We promise.
We love our listeners.
We shall return after these commercial messages. Someday I'll figure out how to put a thing in. Sorry, live stream.
Yeah, no, I think I wish I had couscous or a list.
Apparently Brian is watching the stream.
For really?
Yeah, he texted us.
Have some fruit? Have some chocolate? Some berries? Copper?
This is the exciting part of Total Party Kill. So I'm reading through the chat and seeing people say that they would like to see Jason Snell DM, and I think that would be pretty amazing, actually.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah.
I like that people have now moved on to saying Jason should be a DM instead of me.
You would be a
if that.
great DM.
Well, I have
You
a
are
good
a great
person,
DM.
but I'd have to learn a lot of technical stuff, which I ain't got time for that.
It's not that bad.
Okay, so now that I have Dan, now that you're here, because I know you'll probably know the answer.
What's up?
So with Imra, with level 5, I now have 2 attacks per action.
Yes.
Is that in addition to Androdite being able to take a separate action, or is that would Androdite, like biting, use one of those actions?
So I can't remember how it's phrased, but I will check for you. So the extra attack is part of the attack action, so you're not actually taking 2 actions. You're taking 1 action that includes 2 attacks.
Okay, so I'm hitting twice or shooting 2 arrows or...
Exactly. But it's all part of the same action. It's not like a bonus action or a separate action to do that.
Okay.
And I don't remember if using Androdite requires a separate action for you to do. Let me see.
Or did you use or did Androdite
Yes,
basically
so-
use your action? Was that how it worked?
Once you have, okay, so according to this, once it says specifically, if you look in D&D Beyond for where it has Androdite stat block, you can see the Ranger's Companion action or thing feature. And it says you can once you have the extra attack feature, you can make 1 weapon attack yourself when you command the beast to take the attack action. So you're using your action to have Androdite take the attack, but part of that is you get to hit once yourself. So you can either shoot 2 arrows yourself, or Androdite can make 1 attack, and you can make 1 attack.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
How does that work for Pony? Like if Pony was going to attack, I
Just-
assume that does not work the same because
It's different because that's specifically for something that's a Ranger's Companion.
Gotcha.
I will let me look at the Bruldish.
Yeah, it says you have an instinctive bond with it that allows you to fight as a seamless unit. While mounted on your steed, you can make any spell you cast that targets only you also target your steed.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so basically, yeah, I mean, usually you will be working in harmony as opposed to Imra and Androdite might be like sort of tag teaming.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, and we can communicate telepathically. Cool.
Best horse ever.
As long as we're within a mile of each other.
I almost took like talks with animals as my 4th spell, but I was like, well, Elivor has that, so
True.
But I'm kind of sad that I didn't.
Are we assembled?
I think
Indeed.
so. We are the Avengers.
Woo.
We're-
Yeah.
Get vengeance on that stupid death house.
I would do not go back to that house.
I'll really derail this campaign.
Guys, let's go to the house.
I think my instructions in the adventure as written are just to run that campaign again.
House.
I mean, look on the bright side. You're technically higher level, and you would know not to pick up that stupid orb this time.
Listen,
I listened to that adventure.
listen. If it's an orb, I can't not touch.
You know what? Be you, but also you're gonna
There's
die.
no orb or bed I cannot touch.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we say about you, yes.
That's on my business card.
Oh gosh.
My fantasy business card.
Let me just switch it to. I'm just looking for something here. All right. We're otherwise ready to go?
Yeah.
Yep,
All right.
still recording.
Everyone's recording. Live stream still streaming.
Yep.
Screaming.
Live stream.
Will Wagner's
All right.
wondering where we all went.
We're back. We Will Wagner, sometimes we have to take a break, and that's what we did. And we said we were gonna do that.
I
So
refilled
this is
my
on
water
you,
in
Will
my
Wagner.
Verity cup.
You didn't see me climb
Mm.
through these like lamps like Legends of the Hidden Temple because I'm trying to make
Very
my
cool.
space less yellow, but I just made it more yellow.
Interior design is fun.
It's my passion.
Yes. All right. We will get started in just a moment. I will do a welcome to the adventure and ask some questions, as I am wont to do. We will do the adventurer's roll call, where I will introduce all of you, and you'll quickly just say your character name and class. Yeah, everyone good?
Yeah.
All right. Welcome back to Total Party Kill. I'm your Dungeon Master, Tony Sindelar, here leading a new adventure as our characters. You've met some of them before. You met some of them briefly last time. Continue to explore the horrible land of Barovia. Why, oh why, are our characters back in Barovia? Is this Tony's fault because he's running the adventure now, or Dan's fault because he set this up before he left? Hard to say. Will burying the body of the recently deceased Burgermeister be as easy as it seems, or are more sinister happenings afoot? For answers to questions such as these, let's play some Dungeons and Dragons. Adventurers roll call. Let us quickly meet our players and characters. Starting from the city that I'm in, roughly, Boston, Massachusetts, the Athens of America. Sorry, Athens, Georgia. It's Dan Morin.
Hi, I'm playing a Warforged cleric named Cast in Onatar's Crucible, or Crucible for short.
Also, not too far away, it's Jane Ritt.
Hi, I am a human rogue named Lena Dulina.
From sunny California, it's Micah Sargent.
Hi, I am Elevor, the half-elf druid.
From the Pacific Northwest, basically the Barovia of America, it's Aline Sims.
That's definitely what they say about us here in Seattle. I am playing Imra Soliana, Wood Elf Ranger, and also Androdite, her Mastiff companion.
Mm-hmm. And from Edmonton, the Barovia of Canada, conveniently, it's Erica Ensign.
We actually get more sun than Miami, I think.
I don't know anything about Canada.
Yeah, I am playing Brildish, a dwarven paladin who has a celestial pony named Pony Cindelart.
That's what I get for running an adventure for these nerds. So, last time you had found yourself stuck in Barovia, Little Barovia, also Big Barovia, and you wasted little time making some new friends and acquaintances. You have befriended, bequaintanced Ismark Kolyana, the son of the Burgermeister, which is the ridiculous old-timey European name for a mayor. He is sad because his dad is dead and he needs people to help him bury his father. And you seem to at least have someone agreed to help with that. So we join our group. I guess some of you are in the foyer and some of you are on the steps outside the Burgermeister's mansion, which lies in ruins. Ismark Kolyana is here. His sister, Irina Kolyana, is here. Their father, the Burgermeister, his body is here since he has been dead 3 days.
Can I start helping take down the boards on the door? Because we're going to need to get them out of the way in order to get a
Very true. Logistics.
Indeed. I will tell you that is for a level 5 adventure such as yourself with the help of a Prybar, that is a trivial task. And you set about doing that. You make quick work of it.
All right.
I'm going to make sure there aren't any rumples in the carpet so we don't have one of those horribly hokey things where we drop the coffin and the person spills out. So I'm just sort of smoothing out the carpet runners.
You smooth out the carpet runners in this house that has been tormented by forces of the devil himself and is littered with broken furniture and broken glass and all kinds of stuff, but the carpet is solid. Safety first.
And can I also use some of this wood and maybe some other broken furniture and my smith's tools to put together a travois to be able to drag the coffin so we don't actually have to physically carry it this whole way?
Can you explain to your listeners and your dungeon master what that means?
Okay.
That word.
All right. So a travois is...
just hold on. Do they have a French accent in Barovia? I don't know if this is canon.
I don't know. But the most basic version would be sort of taking two long sturdy sticks or logs and tying them together at one end. So it makes sort of a V.
Okay.
and then tying each of the wide ends of the V to a harness or something on the pony. So
Okay.
we'll have to
So you were
regulate
basically
it.
making kind of a sled you can drag the coffin in
Yes.
instead of having
So
to
it kind of-
carry it through
Yeah,
the
so it's
streets
kinda
of Little
coming to
Barovia.
a point. So rather than dragging a giant bureau down the street that's just like over everything, there's really one point of contact with
Yeah.
the ground. So
Yeah.
it makes like a divot.
I would also I'll point out it's pretty much a straight shot. You know, the Burgermeister's mansion is on the south side of town, the church is on the north side of town, but Barovia is a very small village. You basically head north to the town center and then take another path north from that. And you know, the streets in Little Barovia are relatively wide, canonically 2 ways. Also, very little traffic in Barovia. Come to Barovia. The property values are abysmal. There is no traffic. Everyone lives under some horrible curse.
So Crucible has some smith's tools, which in fact, as he goes over to Bruldish, who is working on the travois, he sort of does this like, you know, thing, and you know, his arm almost like goes like retracts, and then like he produces smith's tools from it, and he's, perhaps I could be of some service. I am a servant of Onatar, the god of the forge. Smithing is my specialty.
Oh my goodness. You're really cool, buddy.
Thank you.
All
That's
right.
very kind of you to say.
So Bruldish
Work together.
and Citadel, not Citadel, sorry.
that would
Bruldish
also be a good name.
and that could be your brother. Bruldish
I
and
inevitably die.
Crucible are working on building a travois.
Yeah, let's say yes.
Let me just ask a question. I took high school French. Should the word sound like I'm asking a question? Travois?
Yeah, that's a French accent.
Okay.
There you go.
Is
If you
it?
want to be American, you could say Travois.
Oh, hey, I'm travoising here.
Traveler.
I would like to point out that
Imra,
the first
sorry.
use of rope is episode 2.
That's true.
Imra, did you want to do something that was not rope related?
I'm just gonna stand here with Androdite, kind of keeping an eye out, just in case
Okay.
anything sneaks up. In fact, I would like to do a perception check to see if there's anything, again, abnormally creepy happening around here. And that's 16.
All right, you peer around. You know, things seem relatively quiet and safe here. You do notice there are a lot of there are paw prints in the mud outside the mansion. Seems like they might be wolf, but very large wolf related, and there's a lot of them coming and going on top of each other.
I think I want to get my longbow out and just kind of casually knock an arrow just in case something happens. Like, I don't like it here. I don't trust it. I want to be
Okay.
ready.
Elevor takes a small vial out of his cloak and walks out to where the wolf tracks are
Mm-hmm.
and drips along the wood or along the wood. Words are hard. Along
They
the
are.
tracks.
Tell me about it.
And he walks back inside and just sort of smiles smugly. Now, all of you don't hear this, but Dungeon Master, what I've just poured on the wolf tracks is bear urine. And so my thought is that the bear is more scary than a wolf. And so the wolves will smell the bear urine and they won't want to go around it. And it is canonical that I was friends with the bear, so I could definitely ask it for its urine.
Important
and I definitely
question. How do we scare away the bears?
My question, how do you treat your friends?
I was gonna say, you know what? First off, I'm going to allow this because I don't want to continue this line of questioning, and this is this is my approach to dungeon mastering. But I don't think canonically you ever asked that bear for its urine.
Look, that was behind the scenes.
Oh, it was implied.
Thank
Through
goodness.
friendship.
We
It's
also had-
implied that you swap urine. That's what friendship means.
Micah, you went California fast.
We had several days of travel before we ended up in Barovia. So it's possible that very same bear could have stumbled across us, and during that time, the bear and Elevor had a little sit down, and I don't want to think about it.
You know what?
God, I thought that Lena had a dark past.
I thought I was in charge here, and I do not know how to get us beyond bear urine. So here we are.
I'm pausing everybody here because this in our world, in our human world, hunters carry urine all the time. Like that's a thing.
That's not the part that we're
Yeah.
disputing.
Yeah. No, Michael, we're with you there. They buy bear urine at like a Walmart. They don't
Yeah.
borrow bear urine from a friend who's
Better from
bear.
the source. There's no
Are you
I,
talking about artisanal small batch bear urine?
artisanal free range bear pee.
I had a chance to ask the bear about this, and the bear said, "That's pretty weird."
Look, I wouldn't say it wasn't weirded out by it, but it happened.
You know, I mean, you are a druid, so I'll allow it.
Thank you.
All
That
right.
sounds right.
So my Elvar, it does occur to you, you are a druid, and you were interacting with those with those wolf tracks. Those wolf tracks were pretty large. In fact, you think some of them might be dire wolves, and I don't totally know what the hierarchy is between dire wolf and non-dire bear. Like I know dire bear beats dire wolf,
Check
but-
and see.
and I know bear beats wolf.
Bear beats wolf, but does it?
Dire
beat
bear beats dire wolf, but dire wolf versus bear.
Somebody roll
That's-
nature.
I'm
Dire
gonna roll
wolf,
nature. I've got
Dire wolf
great-
versus bear is the next straight to TV movie on Sci-Fi.
Yeah,
21.
Okay,
On
look up the challenge rating.
yeah. All right, yeah, Micah. I literally don't know. This is on you to tell me which of those is scarier.
Oh, great. Now I've got, let's see.
You're welcome.
Bear. All right, a bear, cave bear, brown bear, black bear, polar bear.
I think it was a cave bear. You met him in a cave. Dan,
All right.
canonical.
Sounds fair. Dire wolf
Cave
is
bear.
challenge 1.
Challenge has 2.
Bear wins.
Oh,
Ah,
Yes!
Nice work.
Cave bear urine beats dire wolf paw.
I mean, I'll just say asterisk. Dire wolf, it loses to, if there's only one dire wolf, it loses to a bear.
How many?
Wolves,
So Dan,
traditionally.
conversion rate. How many dire wolves to one bear do we? Is a
Because of
Presumably
pack
2
tactics?
because of challenge ratings, right?
yeah.
Is that
So-
canonical? One challenge, if you get one challenge rating, it beats a 2 challenge rating. This
Yeah.
is really important. Let's definitely spend more time on this.
Yeah, This is all gold. This is all wolf bear math. This is
bear
actually. You know what? This is better than that urine situation.
I will say
So,
wolf
Yeah.
bear math was the character I almost played.
I was told there'd be no math. All right. So you've inspected the wolf tracks. You have interacted with them. People are preparing the trebois to carry the body of the former Burgermeister. Ismark is kind of collapsed in a corner. It looks like he's snoring loudly. Arena is just kind of watching everything that's going on and is, trying to help as much as she can, but is mainly observing. Imra, you are basically kind of on guard. Lena, anything that you want to do in particular?
Irina, surely you and your brother will want to come with us so that you can pray over your father's body.
Surely.
Did he leave any documents about how he wished to be buried, or perhaps a treasured journal he would like to have with him?
I do not think so, but the priest will see to these things.
Crucible pipes up. I would be happy to perform a rite over your father's body once we reach the cemetery. It would be my privilege as a priest of Onatar.
I would appreciate that, and I think he would too. It is our people's custom to conduct burials at first dawn. The deity that my people worship, it's the Morning Lord, and it is believed that is when he is strongest, is at first light. That is when my father's spirit will be safe and pass on, is our belief.
All right. Well, perhaps we want to load this device up.
Let's do it.
All right. You load the body of the former Burgermeister into the trebois.
Yes, we do.
Onto.
The Trevor.
There's not even an R in it.
That's what we call it when Elevor turns into a trebois.
And so you start the slow procession through town. Is some creature pulling the trebois?
If
Pony.
only we had
Pony.
Spurious here to play some funeral dirge.
Indeed, you don't. And it is, in fact, very quiet in your procession as you're kind of shuffling, through the mud. I assume that you just want to take the straight shot. You don't want to take the scenic route.
No,
Yeah.
thank you.
No.
But Lena is keeping a very close eye out for the way that the other townspeople are reacting and any unusual reactions or strong reactions from particular people.
There is no sign of the townspeople. Like the windows, like the shutters on the windows are like closing as you get within sign. Nobody's on the street. Everything is empty. No one wants anything to do with you. And so you start heading north. I will say you make it about halfway up the block toward the center of town when you pass a house that sounds like there is someone wailing inside the house.
I don't care about anybody crying anywhere. I just want to get this body where it needs to go.
Is this the house I was trapped in not too long ago?
No, it's another house.
So
Dungeons and Dragons. There's more than one house.
Weird.
so Irina
Imagine it.
is here with us, right?
Yeah, Irina and Ismark are there with you.
Who lives in that house?
Are you asking Ismark or are you asking Irina? You might. Get
I'm
different
asking
information.
Arena. Please assume that I am always at all times ignoring Ismark.
Well played. Excuse me. Well played.
Crucible is keeping Ismark occupied.
Mhm.
He has infinite patience.
He taught him tic-tac-toe.
Yes. Irina says, "There's a woman there. They call her Mad Mary. She's been doing that for a while."
Oh. Well, situation normal. We can proceed.
All right. And so you proceed north to the town square, leaving the wailing house
Stay on target.
behind.
Nice try, Dungeon Master.
Maybe we come back if we decide to find out why she's wailing.
All right.
People do that here. It happens.
As you get to the town center, you notice something unusual. This is the first foot traffic you have seen in Barovia, Little Barovia. There is a kind of an elderly woman, and she's pushing kind of a little cart on wheels, and she has stopped it in front of a house and is knocking on the door. It's about it's several houses down the intersection, and it's not the way you need to go.
She's an
That
Olmeca.
lady, I ask Arena.
I do not know. I don't think she lives here.
I'm sorry, what? Doesn't live in Little Barovia or Big Barovia?
Little Barovia.
Gotcha.
Everybody lives in Big Barovia or dies.
Is she in our way?
No, she's totally not in your way.
Don't mess with it. Don't touch
Okay.
it. That's my vote.
But maybe
All right.
she's selling ice cream.
No, Brildish. Since when were you into ice cream?
Crucible will make a quick perception check.
Yep.
19.
19 Crucible. The woman does seem to be pushing a little cart of the kind that you might sell confections out of.
Oh, God.
Ha ha.
Do not eat it.
And she's on the front steps of a house and has knocked on the door, and she's holding up. It looks like one of the Barovians is peeking out. The door is cracked a little bit, and she's holding up a bag. Unclear what's in the bag. It looks like it's kind of no. It looks like it's probably got some kind of it's like a pastry bag. It's a little greasy, probably because whatever is inside it is cooked with a lot of butter. And they seem to be discussing a price.
Elevor has seen Spirited Away. He knows better than to eat the foods here.
All right. Elevor wants to keep going.
Elvor's
Yeah, we are
very
hauling
hungry.
a 3-day-old corpse, so I
Yep.
feel like our appetite probably not at the highest level.
That's true.
Yep.
All right.
We only have so much food with us. Eventually, we're going to have to eat something.
Yeah,
I
but not
think-
that something.
Fun fact, I don't have to eat.
Well, that's neat, Crucible.
That is pretty fun. How do you
You'll have to
stay
tell me about
alive?
that.
I am self-sustaining.
Wait, you eat yourself?
No, I am powered by my own energy, my own internal.
Oh my God, you're one of those little desk toys with a bird and it just goes up and down all by itself.
I don't know what you're talking about, but it sounds very interesting.
I'll have to tell you about that as well sometime.
And so you proceed slightly northwest, past the center of town, toward the church on the edge of town.
And all the tricksy demons along the way.
Hey, they'll still be there. So the church is on a slight rise. it's kind of built directly in the shadow of the cliffs that supports the big castle that looms over the village of Barovia. And the church is kind of this sagging gray edifice of stone. It's got wooden roofs, and it is obviously kind of weathered some rough times. The bell tower is pretty crooked. There is some kind of flickering lights from candles in some of the windows, but like the roof just looks like it is not in great condition. But there is kind of an old elderly man in priest vestments waiting at the door, trying to look about as welcoming as someone in Barovia can. Let me see if this works when I show it to players. Show to everyone. Oh. This is Father Donovich. So he's a little, he definitely old man, hair is thinning. Looks like he is probably has not slept much in the last ever. But he's doing his best.
Could I make
Hail, priest, we bring a poor soul in need of your tending.
Yes, I've been expecting you. Please bring him in.
Can I make a quick religion check to see if I know anything about this particular priest or what he serves? That would be a 11.
I will say that you have no
I also
knowledge.
Tried and I got a 5.
Yeah, I would say that neither of you have any knowledge of what kind of priest this is. And like specifically, it does not seem to line up with religions or faiths or deities that you are familiar with. The church has a bunch of kind of, I think they're generic enough that you would be able to recognize the idea of like sun iconography. But it is not of a specific, and there's a variety of deities connected to sun and light and dawn and daybreak and whatnot. But you do not recognize the icons here as connected to any specific deities that you might be familiar with, given your relatively, I don't know, both of you have kind of religious schooling / upbringing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is most fascinating. I'm intrigued to learn more about this deity.
Please come in. So he
dragging.
Yes, Crucible is not carrying his side of the trebois.
At this point, maybe does it look like it would make sense for Pony to drag it all the way in, or should we be carrying it from this point?
I think you should probably carry it from this point into the church.
Right. Yeah. Then we will unhook it from the trebois, and I say, Pony, wait over here, and I just point.
Do you see a map that looks like the outside of a church?
I see stairs.
With some tokens, but not all of your tokens.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, I just don't have an icon.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that is. It probably had to do with what was loaded into your character sheet when I did that.
Yeah. I also can't click on any of them, so I hope that's okay.
That is...
I can click on mine, but that's it.
Here's what I'm going to suggest. If you have your character in Roll20, try dragging your character onto the screen.
Wow.
And you should have a version of your character that you can move around. We need an Elevore character real quick.
Got it.
Let me see if I can fix that image issue.
Mike, I'm just going to find a druid character for you.
Works for me.
The first thing that popped up was Centaur Druid, and I'm like, that doesn't seem right.
There we go.
We got 2 doggies.
That's a bonus. One of them represents Pony Cinderlarge. Micah, can you see if you can move that token around?
I can. Let me move it back. Yep.
All right. So, Ismark and Arena are with you as well, though they are pretty, they're somewhat contemplative and quiet as they are escorting the body of their father into a church. So, Father Donovich shows you into the church, and, the church is not in the best of shape. Yeah, it's not great. A lot of holes in the ceiling. The furniture is, it's in shambles. But he kind of shows you down a narrow hallway that leads to the main hall of the church. And there's kind of a space with an altar where he suggests that you leave the coffin there.
Holy, it's a mess in here.
Yeah, it's the whole place is kind of smells moldy and not great. The chapel is it's in shambles. Everything is overturned. The pews are kind of broken into pieces. Candles are knocked over. It's not in a good look. And Brother Donovich is kind of apologetic and says, "I'm sorry. It's been a while since we've been able to assemble the flock for a proper service,
Or assemble the pews.
These have been trying times in Barovia. I'm sure you understand."
I don't actually. Why have they been trying times? I'm new here.
Sometimes are more trying than others. This is one of the trying times.
I turn to Elevor and say, I see what you mean.
Yeah. Yeah. Can I ask you, Father Bongovich? So what's
Donovich, my son.
Sorry, say again.
Donovich.
Dumbleditch.
Oh man, we're on tape delay here.
Excuse you.
Hold on.
That was an accident.
That's what happens when you make fun of people's names.
I wasn't making fun.
We're doing it live.
It has been canon that he is very bad at pronouncing names.
Mhm.
He got Spurious's name wrong a lot. He got Father Dongolditch, D-I-T-C-H, wrong as well.
Yes.
Yes,
Donovich.
Yes, Father.
Yes.
Yes,
my son.
Can you give me a little? So, yeah, these times are more trying than other, but what does that mean? What makes these times trying?
He kind of draws you aside just to so he can chat with you without Ismark and Arena being right there, and he says, "Their family has been tested, but under great stresses for some time now, and it has not been good. And the people of Barovia, if they are not of Little Barovia, of course, if they are not united behind a strong leader, they are quick to fall into despair. And it is understandable that, Irina and Ismark, their father, he did what he could, but unfortunately, he is no longer with us."
So the troubles of this family have resulted in the troubles of this city.
Yes.
And do you care to tell me about the troubles of this family? Why
It is best not to speak of the devil in this most sacred place.
Oh, I see.
There's a crash of lightning.
So that's why nobody's telling us anything, because if you talk about it, it potentially summons the...
In many
All right.
cultures, speaking of a thing, it incurs some sort of power. Perhaps they believe it so in this place.
Oh, it's like if you say Beetlejuice 3 times.
Wait.
Or he who shall not be named.
This is a church, sir.
I am a cleric. How fortunate.
It is good to see another being of the cloth.
Speaking of which, are we going to be here a little while for this whole burial thing? I think they said we were going to wait through the night. Was that the deal?
Prayers.
It is customary for those to stay with the body and to watch over it for the night, and we will bury it at first light. I've already seen that a grave has been prepared.
If we have some time, I would like to spend about an hour and 10 minutes doing the ceremony spell as a ritual, which I can do one of.
Dan, this character is a real party animal.
Does it involve dancing?
Who's getting married?
Yeah.
No one's getting married.
Dan, if you marry another person in my campaigns, so.
I was not involved in that. No, I was going to do a funeral rite, which allows me to touch one corpse, and for the next 7 days, the target can't become undead by any means short of a wish spell.
Okay, that sounds. You know what? That is going to be super convenient in this adventure.
Yeah.
Cleric, baby.
Yeah,
you're getting the vibe.
Yeah. Dan, just checking. How often can you do that?
It's a ritual, so I can do it basically whenever. It just takes 70 minutes.
Okay, so there's
Guess what? I can do it too if I prepare it.
Well, I was going to ask who's going to do it on Dan if Dan dies. Sorry, when.
I mean, constructs becoming undead, is that even a thing?
That would be scary.
I'll find a way. Nature finds a way. Elivar's chatting with Father Donovich, who actually it seems kind of like to welcome some company, though he is, trying to be a little cautious about what he can chat about in this space. Irina and Ismark are kind of watching over their father and arranging the flowers in his coffin, and maybe they're occasionally asking for help to get it like just right on by the altar and whatnot, and clearing a little bit of space around it so that he's not just sitting in a pile of wreckage from broken pews. Anyone else want to do anything particular in the coffin? Not in the coffin, in the church. It seems like the implication here is that he is asking that people stay and watch over the body overnight until the dawn at which it'll be buried. Father Donovich is an old man. He's not planning to stay up all night.
Well, one of Brilgish's personality trait is that I just want everybody to be my friend. So I'm going to sit down next to Lena and say, so hi, Lena, what do you like to do?
I don't understand the question.
You don't do anything for fun?
Those who remain idle and not wary soon meet a bitter end in these lands.
Jane, Lena gains inspiration.
Yes.
So your idea of fun is being idle? My idea of fun is killing orcs.
Oh, maybe we do have something in common. If you seek quarries to keep you stimulated, well, these lands will provide much in those ways. There are dark forces and evils around every corner.
Wow. It sounds like I may have come to the right place. I would love someday to stand next to you in battle and see you use those amazing swords.
Well, you can only hope that it's during the day. The ones that come by night are the ones you truly must fear.
Ooh, I'm learning so much.
And lightning crash again.
Lightning crash.
Bats.
Yeah. Thank you, Micah.
I am going to continue standing back here, paying attention.
All right, you're keeping a watch over the whole room. It is though the lands of Barovia are unsettling and miserable. It does seem. I mean, the safest they are is during the daytime, which it is still. You still got an hour or two more of that. So it doesn't. And you're in a church. This might be the safest place you could be.
Do you think in the time that Elivor has been talking to the priest, he will have learned like his religion? Because that's what I was going to ask him.
Yes. Let me just make sure I get the terminology correct on this. This is the part where I flip through the book in front of me and look at stuff. So, yes. So Brother Donovich is happy to chat with you about the Barovians and the nature of faith. Yes. What was your name again?
Elivor.
Oh, it is a pleasure to have you here in our house of worship. Let me tell you.
I apologize for my misunderstanding of your name earlier.
It's very okay. I understand. We must forgive each other here in Barovia. It's a hard land, but the people. They are hard people too, but sometimes we must be soft. The people of Barovia, I know you are a traveler, you do not know our ways. There are two forces that we believe watch over the lands and over our people. The Morning Lord and Mother Night. The Morning Lord watches over the people and the lands from sunrise until sundown. But they say the sun used to shine much brighter before the fog, before the mists, and that you could truly gaze upon the face of the Morning Lord in the before times. But these days, the Morning Lord, some Barovians, they've given up faith. They believe she does not answer their prayers. The presence of Mother Night is from dusk until dawn, but the prayers to her, some people, they say they go unanswered. The people of Barovia, as you can see, they are not a lot of believers here. That not many of the people of the town come here. it is hard to get them to believe in anything.
Hmm.
They believe in the devil. They believe they are all doomed to die at the hands of him and his servants. They believe that they have transgressed, and for that their lives will be brief and miserable. And I teach a different way, that we must find the light that we can in these dark times, and it is there that we find the works of the Morning Lord.
Okay, finding the light in the morning lord. So,
But I caution you this: do not go near that castle on the cliffs. That is the seat of his power.
oh, that's
Stay,
where
stay. Do not wander there.
that is where the devil lives.
He spits on the ground. Yes.
Okay. So you're on the lookout for the morning lord, but nobody's looking for Mother Night anymore.
Well, this is a temple to the Morning Lord. So.
Gotcha. Understood. Well, thank you, Father. I appreciate you explaining your beliefs, and I believe that all of us here will respect those beliefs, and learning a little bit more about Barovia and everything that you're dealing with here is helpful. So we appreciate it.
It is a good thing that you do here for Ismark and Arena. They have been through so much, and
can I ask you something?
He
actually,
aside a little bit further, and he looks like he's ready to whisper something to you.
Okay. Go ahead. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt.
They do not talk about this very much, but I tell you this because perhaps your time here is in Little Barovia is brief. But Irina Kolyana, she is not the natural born daughter of the Burgermeister of Kolyana Indirovich. The Burgermeister, he found her when she was a small girl. She had been lost on the edge of the woods, and he brought her into the town and raised her as her own. But she does not have to stay here in Little Barovia, and I think if she does stay here, she will not live long. Please encourage her to leave Barovia, Little Barovia, and go anywhere else, and it's somewhere far from the shadow of that wretched castle high above us, somewhere further from his reach.
Have you encouraged her to leave before? How does she respond?
Well, I mean, she would not leave her father, and now she is not sure what to do about her brother. And Ismark, he is still wrestling with his role as, he must become the new Burgermeister. The people of Barovia, Little Barovia, they need a leader to look to. They need someone strong. And Ismark is not strong now, but he could be. He could find a way. But Irina, she does not need to stay here. She could go somewhere else, somewhere better.
So can I ask you, how do you deal with Ismark? Like, what can you teach me a little bit about patience here? Because
he's not always like this. His father died, and he has been drinking very heavily.
So normally he would have made a good Burgermeister. It's the alcohol.
It's too hard to say. He is very young.
How old are these two?
I would say that they both look like they're in their early 20s.
Okay.
By Barovian standards, middle-aged.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Father. If you think of anything else that could help us help them, I hope you'd let us know, because genuinely we are here to do our best and to help out.
No, it is a good thing that you do here. Let me just share with you, because I realized I had not done it. This is Irina Kolyana.
Whoa. She's got a sword.
And this is Ismark.
A little on the nose there.
Yeah. So that's them. So you've got a little bit more since. So, yeah. Elevar, anything else you want to chat with Father Donovich about? And other people, you have plenty of things to do. You've got hours to kill. If there's any rituals you want to do or things you want to learn from each other or from Irina or Ismark, Father Donovich is, he is starting to look, he's an old man. He's getting tired. It looks like he might be heading toward bedtime sometime soon for him.
I'm gonna sharpen my
fading a little bit.
I'm going to sharpen my axe. I guess maybe I'll sharpen both of my axes, but specifically my sacred axe. Yes, you may notice Brildish has 2 axes strapped across her back.
A
One of them
sharpened
looks-
one and a dull one.
One of them looks way nicer than the other one, but the one that she pays the most attention to is the crappy old battered one.
Mhm.
I think Elivor would just say one last question for you, Father. I can tell that you are waning, and I want you to get your rest. But there's lots of talk of evil in the night, and how do you protect yourself? How does the
I sleep here in a church.
Oh, this is the extent of your protection.
It's hallowed ground.
Okay, thank you.
You will be safe here. Just do not wander from this chamber, he says, gesturing to the main chapel.
All right. I don't have anything else for him.
Father, where do you stay? Are you able to get there safely?
Yes, my quarters are just off the hallway here. I have a small room.
Good.
Can we walk you there?
Sure. And he holds out his arm because he's an old man. And he's tired.
Crucible gladly takes his arm and walks him down the hall.
Okay. Let's see. He walks you to it's right next to this area here, so it's just off the main.
Good Elivor didn't walk in because he
don't
didn't
flip
fit
that
the bed.
bed.
So yeah. Okay. It's not an abandoned bed, Elivor. I just want you to know this adventure includes some urban exploration. You're gonna see plenty of beds that have owners.
I can just see Elivor's fingers are going like this.
Yeah, like, oh God.
We'll do a members special about Elivor and his trip to the IKEA showroom.
Morning won't give me strength.
Crucible, you help Father Donovich to his quarters. He's got a tiny, shabby little room just off the main chapel. It's very simple, and there's just there's a very basic bed, straw mattress, and there's kind of a wooden holy symbol in kind of a sun shape mounted over the bed, and he looks like he's prepared to turn in, go to sleep there. He's got a little table with a candle on it that he blows out.
Have a pleasant rest, Father. I assure you, we will remain vigilant and see that no harm comes to the former Burgermeister. You have
Please
my
do
word.
not stray from the main chapel, for your safety, of course.
Of course. Thank you for your advice.
Good night. Okay. Crucible. It sounds like he locked the door after you left. You hear a clicking noise.
So pretty much as soon as the old man is in bed, Lena starts investigating the other doorways to that hallway.
That's what I did too.
Oh, Imra, are you helping?
Yep, absolutely.
Do you and Lena want to chat about this, or do you just give a knowing glance and start looking at them?
Yeah.
I don't think we need words. I think we just
Crucible does one of these. Like, he puts up his finger and just like...
Superstition will not help you here. Only information will help you.
All right. So
Elivor does give all that information to everyone that he knows.
Okay.
He's not going to keep that to himself.
Sure. And you may want to have Ismark and Arena are there, though they honestly look like they're pretty exhausted. They have probably not had a great last couple days, and I mean, Ismark is barely conscious, and Arena looks like she might drift off to sleep, just sitting kind of in a pew next to her father's coffin at any moment.
Crucible will encourage them both. Please, feel free to rest. I assure you, we will keep watch.
Crucible, do you not require rest?
I do, but I can be, essentially, I go into like a state where I am still able to see and hear everything that's around me.
Oh, nice. I wonder if anyone will trust you. Imra, let's start with you. There are 4 doors on this little hallway. Well, I guess there's the 5th door that leads outside, and you saw Father Donovich be led to one of them, so you know what's behind that door. Where do you want to go next?
I want to go to just across the hall from our father friend.
Okay. Let's see. So there is an unlocked wooden door there. You want to just peek in?
Yep.
All right. Let me reveal part of the map for you there. All right, you peek in there. It looks like this is an office. There's an old desk and a chair, a wooden holy symbol mounted above them in a kind of a sunburst. It looks like there's a 10-foot long iron pole on one wall that looks like probably at one point it held a tapestry, but there's no longer a tapestry there. there's some wooden cabinets with tall doors on them on the far wall across from you.
Okay, I'm gonna step in the room and roll a perception check.
Okay. You leaving the door open behind you or closing?
I'll leave the door open.
All right.
And Androdite is staying in the hall.
All right. Lena, are you going to look at another door?
Yep. So
Just,
I will look at the
Position your
one.
token where you might be.
Yep. So let's go here.
Okay. So you and Imra went in similar. You're going on the other door on the eastern side of this hallway.
Yep.
Okay. Let me stick with Imra for a second, and then I'll come back to you. So, Imra, you have stepped into this old office. What do you want to do?
Roll perception to like any papers that might look interesting or anything that looks like it's out of place.
Mm-hmm. Did you roll perception?
Yeah, it's 21.
Okay. It really just looks like an office. It looks like it doesn't get a ton of use, but it looks pretty inconspicuous, just poking around. There's blank paper and quill and ink on the desk. There's some books piled up on the cabinet that look like they're all religious in nature. They've got names like Hymns to the Dawn, and things like that look like they are related to the Morning Lord. Doesn't look like anything else super exciting. There is a wooden box sitting on the chair in front of the desk.
I open the box.
You open the box. The box is empty. There's kind of a slot cut into the top of it. It looks like it might be a place to collect money. It is empty.
Okay. I will exit the room.
All right. Meanwhile, at another door very nearby, Lena, you are looking at a door.
Okay.
Dungeons and Dragons. There are doors.
Is
Sometimes
it locked?
Let me just remind myself if this door is locked or not. Why is it taking him so long to look that up?
That song.
Hello, feature editor. Probably me.
The door is not locked.
Okay. Can I just quietly peep that bad boy open?
All right. Quietly, like you're going to do a stealth check or just quietly? Quietly?
I'll do a stealth check.
All right.
21.
All right. You quietly peek inside. This room is unlit. It is dark. It is also in real poor condition. The room smells very moldy. It looks like there's some visible holes in the ceiling of the church here, which have let in water and moisture. So there's like actual puddles of water, just standing water on the floor of this room. There are, pieces of the roof that have come in. The most conspicuous thing you noticed is there is right in the center of the room. There is actually, I guess it's in the corner. Right in the corner of the room is a rather conspicuous wooden trap door. You see it. It's in kind of the southeast corner of the chamber.
I make a note of that and close the door.
Okay.
At this point, I think Elivor made really good friends with Father Dumbledore and would not want
Windwalker.
would feel very weird about everybody going through all this stuff.
Brillish is purposefully just oblivious. She's just praying.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just don't like that we're creeping through this guy's church. It's like we sent him off to bed so we could creep through the church, and that feels weird for Elivor.
The church belongs to the people, Elivor.
The church belongs to people, but not us people.
I just like to point out, canonically, no lawyers in Barovia.
Let me ask. So basically, Elivor is just going to say, what is it that we're looking for in this church?
We're staying here overnight. We need to understand what resources are available to us. And also, he was being mighty cagey about the legends of this land. Perhaps if he can't speak it out loud, he has written it in a book or has some sort of engravings. I don't know.
That's fair. And Imra, can I ask you what you found in the room you went into?
Nothing.
Did you find a donation box?
Well, that's awfully specific.
Nothing.
Yes.
Okay. Oh,
Yes.
okay. Well, I think okay. Being that everybody else would have gone into the rooms, I think Elevor will like peek in the rooms that have already been looked into. Basically, Elevor just wants to leave a silver piece in the donation box.
Okay. You know, you could leave it on the altar too. That would be, you know.
Oh, okay. I'll do that instead then.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'll mark that.
Okay.
There is a trapdoor in that room, but the room is flooded, so probably not especially useful.
And it's smelly.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to check out this last room.
All right.
So I'm just quietly open the door, non-stealthily. Just
Non-stealthily, but quietly.
I block the view from Elevor. Just
Yeah. I mean, you know,
So he doesn't feel bad.
Yeah,
maybe
he would
Crucible is chatting with him.
go out the window.
So you're a
It's all-
druid. That must be really interesting.
What would you like to know?
I would love to know more about your faith and how you commune with nature.
Well, it involves, and we cut back to the other.
All right, Imra, you peek into this room. This room seems to be another little bedroom. It's particularly kind of stark and barren. There's a little bed with a straw mattress in the center. Everything here is covered in a pretty thick layer of dust. There's another kind of symbol of a sunburst carved out of wood mounted over the bed. Does not really seem like there's anything here in terms of like personal effects or whatnot.
I want to go in and look under the mattress just to because I know about the other trapdoor.
Mm-hmm.
To make sure I don't want.
I just want to, Aline. Let's just pause for a second here. This is a game in a horrible land where a house tried to murder you.
Yep.
You want to go in and look under
the
that.
bed.
All right, proceed.
So I'm gonna look under the bed. I'm leaving again.
Let me just check just a few questions.
Yeah.
Can I hold your character sheet for a second?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
So you're gonna go into the room.
Andrew Knight's staying in the hallway. I'm going into
All
the
right.
room. I'm leaving the door open. I am carefully lifting the bed. I'm not here to destroy the room.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just checking things out.
You're just tilting the bed. You're not
I'm just
flipping it.
tilting the bed. I'll even put it back nicely if I survive.
All right. There is a thick carpet of dust under that bed, but nothing else.
So I'm gonna leave the room then.
Living
After
dust.
Very carefully rearranging things.
Yes, you put the dust back where you found it.
Yes,
You make your way back out into the hallway. You safely close the door behind you.
Elevor goes, did I hear somebody rummaging with a bed? He would know that sound. It would be like Spidey senses.
Bed sense.
It must be Father Donovich.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, he probably rolled over. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does, and at that moment, Father Donovich is snoring quite loudly.
Somebody get him a CPAP. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding.
So, Ismark and Arena have basically just passed out from exhaustion at this point and are kind of curled up on the floor of this, ruined chapel, near their father's body. Crucible, you've performed that ritual on him at this point, which should provide extra security and rest for him, so that you're prepared to bury him in the morning. It seems like the sun is setting, and the sun sets fast here in Barovia because of how overcast it is. Anything else you wish to do to prepare for the night? Because the night is coming.
Can we barricade the door?
The door to the outside. There is here in Barovia, there are certain precautions one must take. All of the windows are pretty narrow, and the main door to the church it's set up so that you can bar the door. It's got a big.
This place is already pretty much messed up. Maybe I should just bring Pony inside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please don't leave Pony outside.
All right.
Also, how is the lighting in this place? Are there
Dark.
torches?
There are sconces that have candles in them, and probably some of the candles have been knocked over, and you can set them up, and so you can have dim light if you go around and light all the candles.
Okay. I will do that, and while I am doing that, I will just use my light cantrip so I can see well enough to do all this.
Okay. So the sun is setting. You might munch on some rations as you enjoy. your first meal together as an adventuring party, your first dinner here in Barovia. And just as you're feeling like maybe things are going to be okay, the screaming starts.
No, wait, excuse me, the who?
The screaming starts. Somewhere
Is that
in
Matt
the
Berry again?
somewhere, no, this is different. It's screaming. It's not the first screaming you've heard in Barovia. It's not going to be the last. Something in the church is screaming and wailing.
In the church?
Sounds like it. Sounds nearby.
Like in this room that we're standing in?
Unclear. You hear it just sounds like "Rah! Rah!
Does it sound like it's coming from the Does it sound like it's coming from the trap door?
Roll perception.
I got 20.
I got a 7.
That
18.
is 14.
14, 7, you hear screaming. 14, you think the screaming is coming from inside the church. Micah, you got a 20?
Yeah.
You are pretty confident it is coming from beneath your feet. I mean, like below you, not like literally under your
God.
I jump in the air.
I'm trying to be very specific about the type of horror I'm creating
It's
here.
underneath my
It's a very
shirt.
squeaky floorboard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just hold on. Look, when I step on this,
As you do that, it's clear that it is not that the screaming and wailing continues. Some of it is kind of intelligible. Some of it sounds like words. You can make out someone going, I'm starving! Father! Why did you leave me here? Let me out! Let me out! And the kind of the sound of something bumping against walls.
Okay, Father, what have you done?
I am going to heavily recommend that we push a desk on top of the trap door.
But don't you think we should go down and help? It sounds like somebody's in trouble.
I do not.
Starving!
There's a reason.
Can I roll an insight on this screaming?
Yes.
I will join you in that.
How insightful.
That is a crit. That is a 28.
And I rolled a 25, so we
Wow.
kind of exchange a look.
All right.
Very insightful.
I
Do
mean,
we
what would-
think this is just a cool dude?
Is Jane, where
Seems
are you from?
legit.
Lena, where are you from?
Barovia.
I mean, it sounds sincere. It sounds like somebody is in
Yeah.
great pain or suffering.
They're
It does
hungry.
not sound like a trap. It does sound like it's in the structure that you're in. Yeah, I'm not. Are there other things you'd like to know with an insight that I can help you out with? It does not sound like someone acting.
It sounds human.
Yeah, it sounds human. It does not sound like a wolf.
I
That's
think we
trying
should
to teach
help.
day
There
one.
appears to be a soul in
Because I've got my
distress.
bear pee.
But it is a soul that only begins to scream when the sun sets.
I
That's-
agree. Most peculiar, but perhaps.
Up.
How does the father sleep through this? First of all, that would be my first
Yeah,
question.
that's another-
Yeah,
Maybe we should knock on the door and ask the father about this.
I think
Agree.
Elivor should, since he bonded so well with Father Donovich.
Yeah, so if you can imagine me like ding, 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 just like sneaking up and I go to the door,
Ding, 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 ding.
creak it open.
His door is locked.
Oh, shoot. Okay, then Father.
He's snoring pretty loudly in there.
Does
And
anyone
then-
have knock? Just
That's
Yeah, we'll use it on that trap door.
And then I shout, Father!
You hear the creaking of a bed. Like, do straw beds creak? I don't know.
The frame
Let
might.
me tell
Yeah,
you,
the frame
I am a
might.
professional.
There's footsteps and the sound of a key clicking in a lock. And Father Donovich is
Oh, let me
there.
read.
He's holding a candle. He's got like a nightcap on, and he says, "Yes, my son. What is it?"
Hey, pal, I don't want to alarm you, but you have someone screaming under your floors.
It's just the wind, my son. Go back to sleep, or pay it,
Oh
no,
no.
no.
pay it no heed. These
No.
these are troubled times.
I'm gonna need you to come out here.
It is best not to dwell on these things. He
Okay, I
steps
have
into
to.
the
I'm
hallway
gonna
with
grab
you.
him. I'm gonna grab his arm.
Okay, he comes willingly into the hallway with you.
Okay, and I'm
The
gonna,
screaming is continuing.
So you hear that?
I don't. My hearing's not so good in my old age.
I don't like this.
I'm gonna roll an insight now.
Yes.
16.
He seems to be a little evasive.
Understatement.
Okay, I'm gonna
Do
roll.
not dwell on it, my son. We have all had a trying day. Try and get what rest you can. It will be better in the morning.
I would like to
this
try
I
to
assure you.
persuade him to be honest with me.
Okay.
So I will say what I'm
Give
going
me
to
a
say.
roll and then let's tell me what it sounds like.
So that's
You can adjust your performance based on the roll if you want.
okay. I got 15. So here's what I'll say. So here's the deal. There's definitely someone screaming beneath the floorboards, and the way that I know that is because I've looked at everyone in this room except for you, and they're all saying there's someone screaming underneath the floorboards. So you're the only one in the room who's saying it's just the wind. And Father, I really felt like we sort of bonded earlier. We were very honest with each other, very open with each other. And so I'm going to need, there's this thing I just learned that your streets go both ways, like trust does.
It's
And
true. All the streets in Little Barovia go both ways.
Right. And so how about a little bit of trust back and forth here, pal? Because, I said we were here to help, and we really do want to help. And that's going to include any people you're trying to hide who you just say are the wind, but are totally not the wind, because there's definitely someone underneath the floor right now who's screaming. And I'm running out of breath, but it's very important for me to sort of, we're having like this is a moment here. And Elivor takes his fingers and points them at his eyes and points them at Father's eyes. And I'm like, I'm looking you dead in the face. And Father, I believe that you believe in truth, and you believe in shining light on darkness, and you believe in shining light on lies. And so tell me to my face that there's not someone under the floor screaming right now. Go ahead.
Why don't you roll again, Micah? Because I'm going to say you have advantage. So take the higher of those two rolls, because that was
While this
Does
is
he
happening,
believe in
Lena
life
is
after
walking
love?
by with a huge thing of wood to go and barricade the door.
Lena, just to specify, which door are you barricading? The door.
One to the trap door.
Gotcha. Okay.
That time I got 19.
All right. So if you're willing, Father Donovich is actually going to kind of pull you into this side room here, away from your friends.
Done.
Okay. So you step into this room.
Androdite's gonna go. I'm gonna have her go kind of stand.
Sure. Okay. And he says, I tell you in confidence, you cannot speak a word of this to the townspeople.
Deal.
This is, he kind of gestures to the little quiet empty room that you're sitting in. This was my son's room.
So that bed isn't being used.
No. Timing, people. He is. He was misled. An adventurer came to town, a brave, noble person such as yourself, and he filled the people of the town with such hopes, and he led a group of them up the mountain, up the cliffs, to the castle, to confront the devil Strahd. And
Somebody write that down. We got a name.
I'm on it.
my son was the only one who came back. But what came back was not my son.
Oh,
And
no.
so I keep him. It is for his safety that I must keep him in the basement. If the people of the town knew what he was, knew what I had done, we would not be safe. And in the background, the screaming continues. Feed me! I'm starving!
So do you have, like,
Let me
It
out!
sounds like he's really hungry.
We cannot feed him what he needs.
Oh no. What does he need?
He is. I
A very specific.
Sorry.
I am evoking
Sorry.
a very specific
Sorry.
Gothic aesthetic here.
Sorry.
You are fired. Oh man, you think fellow dungeon master you can count on, but
We're
no.
the worst. We're the worst.
Dan Morin is the worst human being alive. Slash robot. So no. Sorry, Elivor. I do not know. I hope that the light will return to him someday, but it has been more than a year.
Keeping him in the dark surely isn't going to bring the light to him.
He will not go into the light. It burns him.
It burns him?
It burns him like
So-
a fire.
How come he's not screaming during the day? How come he's only screaming at night?
He sleeps during the day. It seems like there is some peace in him then. It is then that I have hope for him.
Oh man, this is tough. And you've tried feeding him different things, and
He will not take whatever I offer him.
I'm so sorry you have to sleep with your son screaming beneath you.
These are hard times in
Pretty
Barovia.
well. I did hear you snoring earlier while this was going on. I assume you just have to get used to it after a while. You've got such patience and some sort of ability to compartmentalize. I'd love to learn those things from you.
I try.
And I guess
The
Elevor
screaming continues.
pats him on the shoulder, and then he says, I need to tell my companions.
I understand, but please, just if you can make sure that the people do not find out. If you can spare Ismark and Irina some of the details. I do not ask you to lie. Just it is the safety of it is my own safety and my only child that you hold in your hands.
I completely understand. And as far as I know, they're asleep right now anyway. So we're just going to have a little Hudsley do outside and have a little convo. And I'll let them all know, minus Irina and Bismarck Key. And we'll just chat and everything will be, sort of, this is the thing. The only way that we can help you with everything is if we're all sort of open and honest with each other. So I'm going to tell you, when I was a kid, I had a pet frog and I accidentally left that pet frog outside in the sunlight for too long with not enough water. And that pet frog actually died. And it's like, my biggest shame in life.
I think my situation is a little different.
Certainly a little different, certainly a little worse, but I just wanted you to know that sort of I trust you enough to tell you about that shame of mine. We're just, again, two-way streets in Barovia. You get the idea.
I appreciate your words, my son. Barovia can be a dark land. I hope your time here is as painless as it can be.
Thank you. And then Elevor goes back out and sort of like makes eyes at everybody like, you need to hear this.
Father Donovich is just going to stay in this room kind of praying at the side of this bed.
Gotcha. And then I fill everybody in quietly so that the people whose names I always forget don't hear us. Irina and Mark.
They're out of it. So you have some time. The screaming continues. Father Donovich, you can hear the kind of mumbled sound of him praying in the bedroom at the end of the hall. The screaming does not stop, but the night continues on. It seems like, could things possibly get any worse? Could things get any stranger? Could things get any more miserable, any more unexpected in Barovia? Surely not. Surely not is what you think. As the grounds behind this church, the cemetery of the people of Barovia, begins to glow with fierce intensity of a green, pulsing light. How are things going to get worse for them? Exactly. Like, how are all these people going to die? Because this place is gloomy, right? Everyone, that's not just me. Just you guys gloomy? A little bit?
Yeah,
A little spooky?
Seems
Yeah.
fine.
Why did we even agree to play this adventure? Who has left Tony in charge of this? It's all Dan's fault again, is what I'm saying. I'm going to answer that one right now.
Dan.
Will we let Tony continue to ever play again? For answers to just that question, just a question such as that, tune in next time to Total Party Kill. That is a wrap for our live stream. Live stream listeners, if you are still listening, let us tell you what the deal is. Thank you for listening. This was our first session of this new adventure. We're doing things a little bit differently here, where these sessions are going to be recorded more regularly, more consistent, and also kind of in more smaller, bite-sized chunks. So you are probably watching this one on YouTube or listening to the bootleg stream on the Incomparable. If you want to listen or watch future episodes of this adventure, they will be available to members only of the Incomparable. So you can go to the Incomparable and look for the members rules for signing up as a member and pledging.
Comparable.com/members.
Erica is 1,000 times more professional than I am. Thank you, Erica. Incomparable.com/members. Check it out, and you'll see information there about how to follow along if you want to join us on a regular basis. We will be playing again in 2 weeks. If you had a calendar, I believe that is the 17th of September at this same time, which is a different time, depending on what time zone you are in. This is something I learned recently. I can't do the math. Math is left for each of you to figure out. But we will be playing again another 2 hours. And if you enjoy what we're doing, please sign up. Or maybe you've already signed up. Thank you very much. Your money helps support the Incomparable and support our various podcasting endeavors.
Also, there might be another very special episode with Elevor and a new NPC next time.
Yes. Thank you all for listening and all for playing. Dan, I think you can shut it down.
Signing off.
Bye, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.